come to me. They usually go to Michelle.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I can see. Yes, they do. Hi.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We begin our Kabblat Shabbat service. On page 5, we welcome the angels who will accompany us home to bless our homes on Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Marchuni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We continue on page 11 the first of the 6 Psalms representing the 6 days of creation. Lechu neranena l'Adonai, nariah letzor hishenu, lekadma fanav v'toda b'zmirot narihalo, ki el gadol Adonai u'malach gadol kol Elohim Hashem yadom achim haaretz narihim lo shelayim v'adavnu v'nechal yivracha l'kei Adonai Yoseinu. Arba'im shana kut bedor va'omar am to'eled avhem vehem lo yadu derachai asher nishbati mi'api im yavona manuchati. Page 13. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, baruch shemo, basru miyom liyom yeshuato, sapru v'goyim, kevodo bechol ha'amim niflaotav gigadol Adonai umhulam me'od narahu al kol Elohim Melilim v'Adonai shamayim asa hod v'hadar lefanav zos v'tiferet b'mikdasho havul Adonai mishpachot hamim havul Adonai kavod va'oz Havul Adonai kevod shemo se'u mincha uva'u lechatzrotav vayayay shtachavul Adonai behadrat kodesh Hilu mipanav kol haaretz imru v'goyim Adonai malach aftikon tevel b'hatimot yadin amim b'mesharim yismechu hashamayim b'tagel haaretz yiram hayam v'chol asher bo ay as yiranenu kol hatzeyar lifnei Adonai kiva lishbot haaretz yishbot tevel b'tzedek ve'amim benonato ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la la. Page 15. Adonai malach tagel haaretz, yismechu ihim rabim, anan ve'arafel sevivav, tzedek u'mishpat bechom kiso, hesh lefanav telech v'zeh sevivav. Ohave Adonai, Sinu Ra, Shomer Nafshot, Chasidav, Miad Rishahim Yatzilem, Or Zaru Ala Tzadik, Ul Yishra Lev Simcha, Simchot Tzadikim Adonai, Vehodu Lezecher, Kodsho, Mizmor, Shir Adonai, Shir Chadash, Ki Niflat Asa. Let's read on page 17 in the English, on the left-hand side. Sing to Adonai a new song, for Adonai has wrought wonders. God's right hand and holy arm have brought deliverance. Adonai declared deliverance as nations looked. God's righteousness was revealed. God dealt faithfully and kindly with the house of Israel. The very ends of the earth saw our God's saving power. Call out to Adonai, all the earth. Break out in joyful singing. Sing to Adonai to the music of the lyre. Lyre and voices making music together. With horns and shofar cries, trumpet the presence of the sovereign Adonai. Let the sea and all that is in it roar, the earth and all who inhabit it thunder. Let the rivers clap hands while the mountains sing in harmony, greeting Adonai who comes to judge the earth, judging the world with justice and the nations with truth. Page 19, the fifth psalm for the fifth day. Adonai malach yirgezu amim, yoshev kruvim, tanu ta'aretz. Adonai b'tzion gado, v'ramhu al kol ha'amim. Yodushim pamim. Moshe v'Aaron Page 20, 3 lines from the bottom. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtahavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtahavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romimu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romimu. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Page 21, we rise for the sixth day of Psalm. Mizmor LeDavid, Havu l'Adonai b'nei elim, Havu l'Adonai kavod va'os, Havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, Ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod, Hirim Adonai Amayim Rabim Kol Adonai Bakoach Kol Adonai Behadar Kol Adonai Shover Arazim Vayishaber Adonai et Arzeh Halavanon Vayarkidem Kemo Egel Levanon Vesiryon Kemo Ven Re'emim Kol Adonai Chotzev Lavotesh Kol Adonai Yachil Midbar Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh Kol Adonai Yechol Elayalot Vayechesof Ye'arot Uvehechalot Kula Omer Kavod Kula Omer Kavod Adonai Lama Bo Yashav Vayeshev Adonai Melech Leolam Adonai Oz Le'amo Yiten Adonai Yivharech Et Amo Shalom. You may be seated. We continue on page 23 with L'chadodi. We sing together the first two verses, the middle verse on the next page, and the final verse on page 25. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmi'anu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'liti la 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 l'chadodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha doti likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha. Ki mekor habracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila la 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 la. L'chadodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. L'chadodi likrat kala. Penei Shabbat nekabela. Next page, middle verse. Hitoreri, kiva orechu miori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla la 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 lechadodi. Likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Final verse, we turn and rise. We rise first, then turn to face the doorway. Boi v'shalom, ateret ba'ala. Gam besimcha uvetzala Toch emunah aham segula Bowi chala la 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 Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat Kabila Lecha dodi likrat kala Penei Shabbat Kabila. We continue with the psalm, the two psalms that are associated with Shabbat, Psalms 92 and 93. And so we sing them, we chant them together as one. Page 27. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, tov lehodot lahadonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, tov lehodot lahadonai, Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunatcha baleilot, alei asor Alehi gayon vechinor Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat Tov lehodot lahadonai Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon Page 28. Tzadikata amar yifra ke'erez balvanam yitzkeh shetulim bevet Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrifu Od Yenuvun Beseva Deshenim Vera'ananim Yehu Lehagid Ki Ashar Adonai Tzuri Ve'lohav Latava. Page 29. Adonai Malach Yeut Laven. Mikolot Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishpereyam Adir Bamarom Adonai Edotecha Nemnu Mehor Levet Chanav HaKodesh Adonai le'orech yamim. Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 30. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Bialma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam l'amei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudsha brichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Oh, I imagine most of us are happy this week is over. And I want to share with you the profound words of wisdom of my dear friend Mitch Smilowitz, who is the CEO of the Joint Retirement Board, the pension fund for all the rabbis and cantors, who reminds us, today I didn't lose anything because I didn't sell any stock. So pay no attention to the balance on your app or online. You haven't lost anything until you sell, so don't sell. That was my word of wisdom for the day. This week we start a new book of the Torah. Some people find it to be perhaps the driest, most difficult to justify spending 10 weeks working our way through it. That is Vayikra, the book of Leviticus, and true to its name, it has a lot to do with the functions of the offerings and the duties of the Kohanim, the priests, and the Levites, who are spend their professional lives in service to God. And we begin with a enumeration in this week's Parsha of a number of different offerings, beginning with the Olah offering, which is the burnt offering brought by someone who really kind of feels like they need to make things right with God, where the entirety of the offering is burned on the altar. Nothing remains to be eaten. In, I think, the King James Bible, they translate this offering as the name of the offering as the Holocaust offering. Well, that was the origin of the term as applied in World War II for things that were burnt because of it being burned in its entirety with nothing but the ashes remaining. But that is something that is only brought on rare occasions. And the idea is that there's a desire to really reach God. And the question is if God is in the heavens, wherever we imagine that to be, and God is incorporeal, that is, has no physical aspects, has no manifestation, how do we give a gift to God? How do we give a gift to God? We come, we take the best of our produce, of our flocks, and we want to say, thank you, you've been very generous, I've had a good year, or I'm sorry, I feel like I've gone far away from what you've taught us, and I want to make things right. If you want to make up with your parents, you do something wrong, what do? You go out and you buy a bouquet of flowers, right, for mom, or you buy, some nice food, or you buy, I don't know, something that your folks need, but something that they can use in their life. What does God need? God has everything. God created everything. God is not in a body, right? God is everywhere and all around. So what do? you take something material and you turn it into smoke. And so the most pleasing thing one can do in making an offering to God is to create what our text refers to as a reach nichoach, a pleasing odor. Okay, if God is incorporeal, first of all, how do you deliver it up into heaven? Well, you need something that's going to rise, so smoke rises, right? Smoke is no longer the thing that it started out as when you started barbecuing it, right? It turns it all into, elements that, that waft on the wind. You don't want to really inhale it much, but God, having no lungs, doesn't have to worry about all of the breathing problems or not. But that it is an early human desire and imagery of turning something that is important to us, that is precious to us, and turning it into a delivery system that can reach up into the heavens to God. Now, it seems strange to us, and we modern people don't really desire to go back to this process of offering animal sacrifices. And in fact, as early as the early 1200s, late 1100s, Maimonides is already writing in his Guide to the Perplexed that this whole business of animal sacrifices was an interim step designed by God to stop anyone from doing human sacrifices. God interrupts the sacrifice of Isaac, something that might have been not unusual in that neck of the woods when Abraham is around. There were other peoples there who thought that sacrificing a child early on in one's adult life, your first child or one of the children, would ensure that you would have more fertility. You would have more kids to come. You would have more crops. You would have more cattle and flocks. And that this was, you give one to God or the gods, as it was in their case. And God puts a stop to this and says, no. Okay, if you have to burn something, burn a goat, burn a lamb. Maimonides says, we're never going back to this. We have moved beyond that. Once the temple was destroyed, we figure out other ways of getting close to God. We don't need the sacrificial system to do that anymore. Instead, what we offer is we offer our prayers. And in fact, even before that, Rabbinic Judaism tells us that it's deeds of loving kindness, that it's gathering together around the Shabbat table when we gather with friends and with relatives and we create a holy space, that takes the place of the altar. That the food that we eat is symbolically given to God. How? By saying blessings. By reciting Hamotzi. We have offered our mincha offering, our grain offering to God. By saying Borei Pri Hagafen, we have sanctified the wine, or the grape juice and slivovitz, whatever is in that cup, the mysterious liquid in there. And we sanctify that. We raise it up to God, and we partake of it as a sign of our partnership. Notice, by the way, that in both of these, both the bread and the wine, these are two of the primary blessings that we say, and it represents for us, God does not make bread come out of the earth. God does not create wine all by God's self, but instead God needs a human partner to take the raw wheat and make it better, improve on it by making it into bread. And God gives us the grapes, the conditions in which the grapes can grow, but it takes human beings to process those grapes into the nectar of the Holy One, into wine. And so we see that our tradition evolves away from the specific details of the sacrifices in Leviticus into ones that are much closer to us. We don't require the Kohen and the Levite to oversee the rituals that and the foods that we eat at the Shabbat table. Instead, we each have an ability on our own to draw ourselves and our family closer to God by remembering and by bringing words of Torah to the Shabbat table, by saying blessings, and by transforming who we are from our weekday selves of stress and anxiety and going crazy, making ourselves crazy over everything that needs to be done and is left undone, to a day, a 25-hour period where we can just, instead of being a human doing, that we're always doing something, we can really be a human being and just be in the world and let that be enough. That's, I think, one of the messages we want to take from Leviticus. While we remember the time of the sacrifice, we also acknowledge that we are able to take those rituals and transform them and move beyond them into ones that bring God closer to us in our own lives without requiring the need of an intercessor, without requiring the need of making a trek all the way to Jerusalem. We can bring holiness into our lives through our deeds on our own. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with the Mariv service, which begins on page 39a. We rise for the formal call to worship. Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher b'barach Elohim l'chachma b'dechar. Umavir yom umehevi laila, umavdil ben yom uven laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo, el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu, leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv ha'ravim. We continue page 40, 2 pages. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachmeinu ufkumeinu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'divrei Torah techa uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orach yameinu uvahem negeh yomam v'layla v'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev hamo Yisrael. We join together Shema Yisrael, page 41. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. We continue to ourselves, page 42. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We continue on 43A or 43B if you prefer. Page 44. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לכנו שירה בשמחה רבה, ויאמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נהרות תהילות אוסף אלה, מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה, זה אלינו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Let's read together the second blessing after the Shema, page 45, in English. Allow us, Adonai our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem.
Amen.
We turn to the biblical verses that teach us that Shabbat is a sign of the everlasting covenant between us and God. Page 46, we rise. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבם, יעמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכם וביומכם ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. מעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבם מבורך לעולם לעלמי עלמיים. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל. שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילם עם כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו amen. We remain standing for the silent Amidah, which begins on page 47 and goes through page 52. We continue on page 53. We remain standing or rise again. ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון קונה שמיים וארץ מגן אבות בדברו מחיי מתים במאמרו האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו כיוון רצה להניח להם כיוון רצה להניח להם לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד מעין הברכות אל ההודעות אדון השלום מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי ומניח בקדושה לימדו שני עונג זכר למעשה בראשית. You may be seated. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו רצה ומנוחתנו קדשנו במצוותיך ותן חלקנו בתורתך סבנו מטובך ושמחנו בישועתך וטהר ליבנו לאהבתך באמת והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה ורצון שבת קודשך וינוחו ישראל מקדשי שמך ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה ויעמד דברי חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכנו וימיך נבחייך בישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן Yehesh Rabba Mevarach, Le'olam Le'omei Hamayah. Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitba'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitala, V'yitalal, Shmei Kudsha, Brichu, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran b'yoma v'yimaru, Amen. Titkabal tzloton v'alton b'chol Yisrael, kodam avahoni v'yishmaya v'yimru, Amen. Yehesh lama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yalkol Yisrael v'yimru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromahav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'yalkol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. We rise for Kiddush. Savri chaverai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. V'shabbat kodsho b'yahavo ratzon inchilanu. Zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila le'mikrahei kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim kivanu V'yotanu ki dashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'yahava uvratzon inchaltanu baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim. Please remain standing for Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon HaKol, l'teit gedula liotzer breshit, Shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzo v'nahom mishpachot ha'adama Shelo sam chalkeinu kahem v'goralenu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim Lifnei Malach, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notesh Shamayim V'yosed Haaretz, U'moshav Yikaro B'shamayim Ima'ah, U'shrinatu Zo, Begav Meramim, Hu Eloheinu Eino, Hamet Malkeinu Efesu Lato, Kakatu B'Torato, V'yadata Hayom V'hashevota Elevavecha Ki Adonai Hu Elohim B'shamayim Mima'ah V'al ha'aretz mitachat Einot Okay, nekavel Adonai Eloheinu ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו May be seated. This week we observe the yard sites of the following loved ones in our community. We remember Todd Can, the foster child of Alan Carroll Abrams, David Ortiz, the father of Paula Ortiz, Doris Levine, the grandmother of Sasha Levine, Rebecca Fishman, sister of Miriam Libman, Margarita Misrahi, the mother of Jack Asael, David Monsky, the father of Marilyn Sadomsky, Samuel Goffman, the brother of George Goffman, Evelyn Monsky, the sister of Marilyn Sadomsky, and Reuben Paper, the father of Jim Paper. If you're reciting Kaddish for someone we haven't mentioned, please include their name here. May their memories all continue to be for a blessing. We turn to the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, page 58. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Bi'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala uvizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei dekudsha brichu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May be seated. Looks like we have Dennis for announcements this evening. Yeah.
All right. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Tomorrow morning we have Shabbat services in Espanol. Social hall at 8:30 a.m. English Hebrew services in here at 9 a.m. I believe we have a junior congregation tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Yay, fun. Sunday morning, 9 a.m. religious school, davening on Zoom as well. 9:30 a.m. Zohar class on noon. 11 a.m. we have intermediate Hebrew conversation. And then 12:30 p.m. we have the monthly board meeting. Lots of other stuff going on throughout the week. Rabbi's study class, religious school, something going on toward the end of the week. Not sure, maybe Thursday morning?
Yes, Thursday morning, yes.
Oh, Thursday morning. 7 a.m. That's early, right?
You're bringing coffee, right?
He is.
Bringing all the goodies.
All sorts of goodies. So Fast of the Firstborn service, Thursday, 7 a.m. And then, Shabbat services next weekend per the normal. Not so much stuff going on Sunday because Saturday night we have
a Seder. Sunday morning we have a service.
Sunday morning we have service. Yes, 9 a.m. And then
We'll
Monday
be joined
morning,
by Ord Sion next Sunday morning.
and then Monday morning we have Passover Day 2 services at Ord Sion. So
Right.
thank you very much. Shabbat shalom.
Okay. We conclude with an oldie but goodie on page 60, the Sabbath Our Queen. So we'll do it in English and then in Hebrew. The sun in the treetops no longer is seen. Come out to welcome Shabbat, our Queen. Now she descends, the holy, the blessed, and with her the angels of peace and of rest. Come, oh come, our Queen, our pride. Come, oh come, dearest bride. Peace be unto you, you angels of peace. Achamame rosh ha'ilanot nistalka, ba'uvenetze likrat Shabbat hamalka. Hinehi yoredet hakdosha barucha, ve'imah malachim tzva shalom umenucha. Mohi bohi hamaka, mohi bohi hakala. Shalom aleichem malachei hashalom. Shabbat shalom. See you in the morning. Those of you who come in the morning. Bezrat Hashem, yes.
We have to keep reminding everybody else of the problem. That's all. That's all. Let me disabuse you of
Yes.
your silliness.